Alright guys, what's going on? I am super excited because today we're going to get to do something that I've been trying to do for it feels like forever. It's only been the last 4 or 5 days. But we're going to take Fool's Gold out, turn it up. I did some racing, went to dig or die, raced on the street, everything else, and we still have quite a bit of power out of it. So what I want to do now is take it out and go test and figure out just how much we can put to it. Also, I wasn't sure if we're having problems with the nitrous or what's going on. It just didn't seem to be 100% right. So first things first, made it nice and easy, emptied the bottles, got them completely refilled, made sure there was no air in them, that kind of stuff. We're going to go through it all again. My game plan is we found a new road that's never been used, but it's super tight. So I think it'll come around really pretty quickly. So my game plan is I've already turned the car up a little bit, and we're going to go make a hit on motor, go see what that does. And then after that, if it feels good, if everything works, we'll either, make another hit on motor if it spins or if it does anything else. I probably won't change much because I think really if it does spin or anything like that, unless it's really bad, it's probably just the road, needs to be used a little bit more, I guess the way to put it. Need to put some more rubber down on the road, so we'll see what happens. My game plan is to try to go out and have a pretty successful test session. Like I said, we've never been to this spot before. It's never been used, so I don't know what the traffic's going to be like. If it ends up being a bad situation, we might have to go somewhere else, but there is another spot we can use, so that's all good. And now the roads are dry. It's been sunny all day. It's a little chilly, but not too bad. So I'm really looking forward to getting this thing out there and seeing what we can do and seeing if we can make any progress today. And apparently, I'm not going to be the only one testing because now these dudes is pulling up. We can talk about perfect timing. What's up?
What's up, though?
You couldn't have timed that any better. I was just filming the intro. Are you testing too?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm talking about. You gotta go check out the new spot.
Hell yeah.
Dude, the new spot, if it works, it'll be awesome.
Yeah, Justin called me. He was like, hey, what are you doing? I'm at the shop finishing up. Why? He goes, you want to go test? Yeah, sure, let's go.
Damn right.
He said, where are we going? Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
So we got a new spot.
We're gonna try something new. Okay, why not? All right, so I guess since the gang is all here, let's get loaded up. The car is ready, fueled up. Nitrous is in the truck, so we can keep those bottles warm. And yeah, let's get loaded up and get the hell up out of here. Go see if we can make some progress today. Yeah.
Well, you said record everything. Was I not supposed to be recording that?
He can edit it out. He'll say nobody knows this, but this is why.
We'll just play loud
music.
Right there. So. Oh, by the way, we're live.
But no, well,
So how you feeling?
A little chilly. It's a little windy. I guess they're out there. They went up there to mark the road. Like, I think everybody really wants to use this spot in the future. It's a little busy right now, but it is the middle of the day, so it is what it is. You know, we'll still see if we can get done what we need to get done and not be in the way of traffic. That's what gets the cops called. If you stop traffic and don't let people pass, that's when people get pissed off and call the cops. If you let them go around you, they're usually just like, some assholes in the middle of the road, no big deal. But if you stop them and don't let them around, that's usually what gets them pissed off enough to call the cops. So we'll try to do what we're supposed to do. And now I got to get some heat in this motor because it's cold. So before I do anything, I want to make sure it's got heat in it. It took everything to about the fact when launch retard came back in, and then when launch retard came back in and gave it all the power, it said nope and started getting squirrely. But I feel like we keep making hits on this road, it'll come around pretty quick. It's just a lot more traffic than I was anticipating, so I don't know how long we'll be able to stay out here today. We might have to go to the other spot. We'll see.
Bet you didn't log it.
Don't say that.
Hey, at least he's got a logger.
That's true.
I ain't got shit. I got the helmet cam. That's what I got.
So what's going on?
Well, that didn't work. The road itself is going to be a very good road one day if we keep going out there and hitting it. You can see just by the two passes that we made out there, you know, it's going to take the rubber well. It'll fill in pretty quick. It's already sticky. So that road is going to work very well. When we came out here the other night, it was at night, so there was nobody out here. Like, traffic was very, very, very minimal. During the day, not so much. So we've decided it's too much to try to rush and everything else with this amount of traffic. So we're gonna go to another spot where the road is already good. It's already, you know, it's a road we use all the time. And that way we'll see what happens. I turned it up. That was turned up on motor, a little less launch retard. You can hear it because it got out, I don't know, I would say about 60 foot, maybe a little more. Didn't feel like it was spinning too bad off the hit, but I'm assuming that it was. And that's why, you know, that's why the 60 foot was what it was. But for a bare road first pass, you know what I mean? I could turn it down a little bit more, I'm sure, get down it, and that would be no problem. I don't know, did it spin off the line?
I'd have to rewatch that.
We have to, yeah. This is why we have footage.
Yeah, I was trying to watch traffic and all that.
But I could tell that, you know, I let go of the button, things were going good. As the power came in, then it just lit the tires up. Did it smoke the tires?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So it lit the tires up, and it lit them up pretty good. And there was no saving it. I stayed in it for a second, realized, hey, this is getting really out of shape. I don't want to end up on one of these telephone poles. So, plus we had people stopping that like wanted to watch, and that doesn't help the situation.
Especially when they're on the wrong side of the road.
Yeah, it's stopping on the wrong side of the road, like. It was like, that was the fastest motor pass it's ever made. And it was still easy in the 60.
Huh?
That was the fastest motor pass it's ever made.
Really?
Yes.
Sir.
That was, and we could probably still give it more off the hit.
Fuck yeah.
We're burning plug wire, so.
Alright, so I guess let's put the nitrous in this motherfucker and let it eat.
There you go.
If I did my math correctly, which I just tested there, if I'm on the trans brake, I can hold the nitrous button because I have it wired in so that it won't come on. So I'll just hold the trans brake, hold the nitrous
You
button.
gotta remember which one to let go.
Yeah, let go of the trans brake and we'll see if it eats. Alright, let's get this bottle in here. Hell yeah.
You want to heat them up? Where you get them in?
They're in the truck heating up.
Oh, here's that. Over here.
Make sure they nice and tight. Because I know everybody on the YouTube gonna be talking about he had loose seat belts.
it
think
does.
it takes so much more.
Turn it up.
Turn it all the way up.
All the way up.
Like a launch, take the launch retard out.
Yeah,
Take like 4 degrees out of the launch.
that's all it's got in it.
It'll take it.
Oh
Here?
yeah, it'll take it.
I mean, it literally dead hooked fucking set up like it's supposed to and kept going. Like,
yeah.
take like 4 out of the hit. If it knocks the tires off, just stop back up, put 2 more in it, and do it again.
Yeah.
I don't think it will knock tires.
I don't think it will out here either.
You what?
That hit, it said, give me more.
Oh yeah, it wants more.
Yeah, it wants more.
There ain't no doubt about that. I just went the fastest it's ever gone, and Billy's like, "Yeah, it don't have enough mile an hour." I'm like, "Bro, what do you think I'm out here trying to figure out?" Like, and we'll shorten the nitrous ramp.
Give it more. It'll fucking take it.
Ready?
Wait, let me see what's up.
Watch the tag leg. Ding.
Brown connected.
Oh shit, that motherfucker 8 there, boy.
That's what I'm talking
In reverse. I don't know if it's like rear or.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
I heard it when you backed up.
When I backed up, yeah, something's hurt.
What'd it do? It looked really good.
It
What
hurt.
was it, 60?
Yeah. Something's not happy.
I thought I heard something when you backed up. I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Well, better to happen now than down there.
Yep. It did. It felt like when it left, I was like, oh, we're on one.
Uh-huh.
Like, okay, now that's that 60 foot I was looking for.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know.
I thought I heard something when you backed up. I wasn't sure.
There was something ain't happy. All right. Weekend. Well, I say weekend, but there's a lot that happened this weekend.
Yeah.
So let's just go with today recap.
Today we just went out, right? We went
Yeah.
out and tested the car.
Hood rat shit. We went out and went to a new spot, which we found the other night and was really good, but unfortunately was just very busy during the day, much busier than it was at night. So
There was nobody at night, but
yeah, so we were able to make like 2 passes there. My pass, I was the first one down the road, and it went good until all the timing retard came back in, and then it blew the tires off real bad. Got a little squirrely, and I just let out. Brandon made one, and I don't know what was going on, but it was popping, and yeah, it was not happy. So then we decided, since there was so much traffic, we'll go to the good spot, and Brandon couldn't he couldn't make any more passes. He burnt up the plug wire, which is probably why it was doing what it was doing. But got it off the trailer, made a pass on motor.
More than one pass.
No, made one on motor, the first one.
Yeah.
So that went very well. That street works very well. It went right on through there. It went the fastest it's ever gone.
It was beautiful.
It is beautiful. I even rode it out to damn near the quarter just because it just didn't feel like anything, and so I was just riding it out. Which I just looked at that draggy time to the quarter and that mile an hour, and I was like, ooh, doing a little too much there. So that went good, and then came back and did one. Then we put the bottle in, turned nitrous on, same tune-up, everything, and that one went A to B fast.
Yeah.
At that point, we still had some timing, some launch retard in it, and it felt like it didn't need it, so we took that completely out.
Took it out.
And I shortened the nitrous ramp and started at a higher percentage and all that, and made that pass, and it went faster, but something's wrong. I'm not sure if it's that gear coming back to bite us in the ass all the way down to 373, or we've got a converter issue, or something's just not happy. The way we're hitting it, like, don't get me wrong, it's picking up on the nitrous, but it should pick up a little bit more. But, like, hands down, fastest the car has ever been by a large margin. So I'm happy. And then when I got down to the end of the street, when I turned right to turn in, like, I thought I almost, like, ran something over. I thought I heard a clunk or something. And then when I put it in reverse, I could hear a noise, got down the street, I had to turn around again, and when I put it in reverse that time, I heard it again, and I was like, all right, something's not happy. Something's broke. So I decided to put it up, on the trailer and bring it back home. That's where we're at now. And I still have a video to make from our go-karting adventure. I still have this video to make.
That was a lot of fun. Today was a lot of fun.
We still got a lot to do, so I'm not going to get into the car just yet. I'm going to try to make some videos first, then get into the car. But seeing as you have not seen the car
I know.
in person since the first pass, when it first got the big block in it, and it went like clear left and everything was jacked up, and what do you think now?
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Like, the passes are beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to joke about the cat, like, that little cat where it's shaking its hiney, that little...
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I used to joke, like, that's what the Nova did. It was this, like,
Still does a little
wiggle,
bit.
wiggle, wiggle, but it would do that as it's making its pass. This is not so much. They're just clean, solid, beautiful passes.
Yeah. And it's... And,
Even faster in person, like, don't get me wrong, because for some reason, even watching, like, the go-kart footage, I'm like, man, it was a lot faster in person than it appears on camera.
yeah.
So it was nice, because I know you're going fast. Like, you sent
Right.
me the draggies, like, I know, but, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But in
I like
person,
it.
it's like you can actually see it. And then the last one, when we took the launch retard out, and it finally 60-footed halfway decent. I say halfway decent because I know there's still more in it. There's still more to be found, but halfway decent. And I knew, like, when I let go of the button, it sat me back in the seat, and I said, "Oh yeah, we're going for a ride." So that was good, and I'm gonna have to turn it down to let you drive it.
Yeah.
Because on motor, even on motor, we still have 4 degrees out of the motor overall, which I don't really need to add back in unless we're going to be running it on motor, which is not the goal.
You're like, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
Not running that.
I mean, well, because if we bring it back to 42 from 38, and he said it makes the best power at 42, then we can make more power on the motor. But right now, it doesn't matter because I did test and figure out that the way I have the nitrous set up, I did it correctly. So I can hold the button down, the nitrous button down on the steering wheel while I'm on the trans brake, and the nitrous doesn't come on until I let go of the trans brake. So that's all controlled through the Maximizer 5, and that is working correctly. I still want to go to the wide open throttle switch just because I don't want to have to hold the button, but now we're getting nitrous instantly. So we've made a lot of progress. And although it's maybe broken, I don't know. When I pulled it off the trailer, I didn't hear any noise.
I didn't hear anything either.
Right. And Justin said he heard it when I was backing up for that last pass. So.
And you heard it.
Yeah, I heard it later on. So something's going on. We're going to jack it up. I'll end up, checking the rear, checking the drive shaft, checking the trains. I was smelling, and I couldn't figure out why. But now I remembered, like, I was like, oh, it smells like burnt eggs. And everybody's like, no, you know what I mean? Like that egg smell. And people are like, no, it's, that shouldn't be smelling like that, blah, blah, blah. Well, it's because we use the Hot Shots trans fluid. So what it is they use a sulfur-based zinc, which is a higher quality, more expensive product and a better working zinc in the fluids, but it's sulfur. It smells like shit.
It smells like eggs.
It smells like eggs. So I was smelling it at the end of the pass. Now, we made 3 back-to-back pretty quickly.
Yes.
Without a lot of time for the trans to cool down. So I might look and do a different, an external trans cooler with a fan on it. It could just be that, it just got hot. Could be a bunch of stuff. But I think something is up. I feel like something is up with the trans because it should be reacting a little bit better on the nitrous. And it feels like when I shift into high, when I used to shift into high with the LS, it would accelerate. It would push me back harder. Now I shift into high and it's just like, So
Okay.
that could be gear, that could be converter, that could be trans slipping, it could be all 3. It could be the 300 is just too much and it's pushing through the converter. And Tom suggested, and I've been thinking about trying it anyway too, taking the nitrous down. He said, give it less power. He said, turn it down and see if you go faster, because if you do, then you definitely know you're blowing through the trans, or you're blowing through the converter, and it's not working. So we might put a 200 back in it, test that.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, because what happens is when it's so much power on the converter, if it's too much, where it's just going through, it's not doing what it's supposed to do. But if we ease up the power, and then the converter hooks up better, we should go faster. So we might actually go faster with less nitrous, which just tells us that we need a better converter. Because
Right.
we need to be able to hit it with 300. Plus it might be fat. I got to pull the plugs this week, and there's a bunch of stuff to check out. But what do you think? Good weekend?
A good weekend. It was a solid weekend. I had a lot of fun. I'm glad that you're back and you're able to do as much as we did do.
Yeah. It was hard with the weather. Like, it rained, it was wet, everything.
Yeah, but we made the best of it still. I mean,
Yeah.
I have bits of rubber on my face right now. It's a good weekend. It's a good weekend.
Good weekend. So, I think that's going to be it for now. Probably next video, I will already start filming when I start checking out what's wrong with this thing. And then, depending on what's wrong, I don't know. I can tell you, if the rear is jacked up, we're probably going to change the gear again. If the rear is broke, we're probably going to go to like a 410, something like that. We're probably going to start creeping that other direction.
I thought you wanted to do that anyway.
Kind of, yeah. But see, it's hard because if the converter's slipping, like, I still have plenty of RPM left by the time I cross the 8th.
Okay.
So what we want to do is get it to the point where I'm crossing the 8th mile marker at the shift light. Like, the shift light is coming on and now I'm across the 8th mile. Like,
Gotcha.
That's ideal scenario. But I still have plenty of RPM left. So it could be because it's pushing through the converter, and if it didn't push through the converter, we would get there faster and we'd be higher up in the RPM. Or it could be that the gear is just, making the converter work too much. It's
Okay.
yeah.
I got you.
So we're at the point where it's going faster than it's ever gone, and I finally feel like I have something, like I can work with this. This we can work with.
Yeah.
And we will, now we're just going to have to start trying stuff, figuring out what's wrong, start, fixing it as we go, everything else. And we'll see. Parts right now are hard to come by and everything else. So that doesn't help. If I needed a converter, I don't know how long that would take. I can call Hughes, and they're usually really good. If there's something wrong internally in the trans, We might have to rebuild the trans, and then, yeah, I don't know. It sucks because something is wrong, and I'm going to find it.
Yeah.
And there may be a couple things wrong, but I'm incredibly happy because I finally looked at the Dragon and went, okay, now we're
Well, good.
we're
Good.
we're at the point now where I'm not gonna lie, like I had high expectations. This is what I expected it to run when we first put it together, and
Okay.
now it's running that and a little beyond it. So I'm like, okay, so now my math is right, everything is right, we're working, we're getting in that right direction, and we still have more power we can give it. We can still change the ramp up. You know, I was leaving the last pass I left on 40% to 100 over 1.2 seconds. We still got to get that under a second. We still have to go up if it keeps taking it. You know, if we end up 60, 70, 80%, if we end up at 80% and it's taking it, then we just need to go up in nitrous jet. Like if it's taking 80% off the hit, there's no point starting at 80. We need to go from the 300 up to the 400 and then bring it back down to 30, 40, start working our way up. But that's the thing, like that's what people don't realize. You have to do that. That's why I've been so stressed
combination.
out.
Yeah.
Like,
I gotcha.
because I've been wanting to get on the street because I had to go make those 3 passes. And fortunately, everything went well. Everything I told it to do, it did. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you go out there and you end up going backwards. But this is what it takes. And, you know, I don't care what anybody says. None of any of this matters. Like the YouTube videos, the T-shirts, the social media. Like it doesn't do any good if the car isn't competitive and I'm not out there trying my hardest to make it the fastest it can possibly be, and make everyone proud. You know. I
gotcha. And I think they get it too. I mean, nobody wants to, just see the Nova driving into town to go get some milk and bread. Like, okay,
yeah,
I want to see you doing something, and you want to see you doing something. It's the reason it exists. So, and keep doing something and doing it better and better every time. Yeah, that's the point.
We're probably gonna be at the point soon of needing some new tires.
Why do I feel like that's so common? Like, that's a frequent thing. That's always on the shopping list. Like,
we had brand new tires, and then I cut them up at Darlington, and then these tires came off the Falcon, so they were already used, not with a ton of passes on them, but this thing is also stupid heavy. So at some point, the sidewall's going to go away. We still have to put tubes in the tires to kind of help with that weight. Excuse me. So there's still a lot to be done, but that thing is flying.
It is.
We're getting there.
Yeah.
We're getting there. We will be competitive, here on out. Like, as long as nothing is drastically, terribly broken, I'll be able to fix it, and we'll be able to keep on keeping on. I don't know about back half of the track stuff right now. That's going to be really hard, just because so much of what I do comes from the 60 foot in the first 330. As opposed to the turbo cars that can 330, the last 330. But on the street, we got something to work with.
Indeed.
So, time to go to these videos. Thank you guys for watching.
Bye. Yeah. Not many words there. Bye.
No. We'll see you guys next time.